Peabody, the South's Grand Hotel. Southern novelist David Cone once wrote that the Mississippi Delta begins here in the lobby of the Peabody Hotel and ends on Catfish Road down in Vicksburg, Mississippi. And then if we were to sit in this lobby long enough, you would see everybody who is anybody passing through the Delta. That phrase, ladies and gentlemen, is as true today as it has ever been. The Peabody Hotel was established back in 1869, just a couple of blocks from here at Main and Monroe. In 1925, we expanded and relocated to here, 149 Union Avenue. But throughout all of our history, ladies and gentlemen, the Peabody has served as a social center for the city of Memphis. We have played host to countless weddings, proms, parties, and celebrations. Many of those hosted on the beautiful Peabody rooftop, where we have a gorgeous view of downtown Memphis and the Mississippi River, as well as the Royal Duck Palace, the lavish livings of our fine feathered friends. If you'd like to visit the rooftop or the Duck Palace, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to hop into the elevators after about 5:30 this afternoon. Hit S for Skyway, then take a right out the double doors. On the way back down, or while we're waiting for the roof to open at 5:30, I encourage us to visit our memorabilia room. It's up here on the mezzanine just above the gift shop, and in there we have artifacts and stories unique to the Peabody's history. We have up there portraits of presidents and stars who have graced our halls. We have played host proudly to every president since Harry Truman here at the hotel. We have up there a piece of Elvis Presley's original RCA contract, which was negotiated, typed, and signed here in this very lobby, on our stationery, no less. But up there, ladies and gentlemen, we have my favorite artifact, a simple memo, written by our general manager regarding the menu over at Chez Philippe. It explained that we could have absolutely no duck served on any menu here at the hotel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're of course here to witness the march of the Peabody Ducks. But if we haven't done so before, it may surprise us to learn that our whole tradition here got started with a bit of a practical joke. See, back in 1933, our general manager, Mr. Frank Scott, and his friend Chip were out hunting in Arkansas. They had brought with them, of course, some live duck decoys to help them hunt. The gentlemen also brought with them, though, some Jack Daniels to help them keep warm. And now, ladies and gentlemen, focused a bit more on the whiskey. Never quite got around to hunting, and so were surprised when they returned to the hotel and found that they had forgotten to leave their 3 English called ducks back at the farm in Arkansas. But they improvised, snuck those ducks into the hotel lobby, and let them loose into our fountain instead. Their deed done, the gentlemen retired to their rooms for the night. But when the general manager came down the next morning, all he was expecting were stories of the staff chasing ducks around the lobby, getting them out of the hotel and covering up that prank from the night before. Instead, though, he found the ducks had stayed in the fountain the entire night long. And what's more, a crowd of guests had gathered around and they were gawking at the ducks. So the general manager ran over and apologized, said he would get that cleaned up right away. But the people protested and said, no, they love the ducks. They even suggested that instead we should let them stay as our guests. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have continued to honor that request. For we have had ducks as permanent residents here at the hotel for over 80 years. But then in 1940, we had a gentleman join us, a bellman, Mr. Edward Pembroke. Mr. Pembroke was a retired animal trainer for Ringling Brothers in Barnum and Bailey Circus. He told us if given the opportunity, he could train our North American mallards to march across the rooftop, ride down the elevators, and then march down the red carpet into our lobby fountain every morning at 11 o'clock. Now, there they would stay until 5 p.m. when he would usher them out of the fountain, march them back up the red carpet, up the elevators, and back to their room. Mr. Pembroke proposed this to management, and they were skeptical, of course. So they told him that if he could figure that out, they'd let him march ducks for as long as he'd like. Mr. Pembroke went on to train and march ducks with us here at the Peabody for the next 50 years. He also took the Ducks all across the country. They were on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. They were featured in People magazine. He and the Ducks even made a very special guest appearance on Sesame Street for National Rubber Ducky Day. Now, Mr. Pemberton did so much for the hotel, but especially for our Ducks, that he was named the world's first Duck Master. My name is Anthony. I'm actually only the 5th Duck Master since 1940. And in just a few moments, it will be my honor to continue our tradition here for you. To the King Cotton March, I'll usher the Ducks out of the fountain. We'll march back up the red carpet, up the elevators, and back to their rooms. Now, I ask that if we're here by the red carpet and the entrance to the elevator, that we continue to keep those areas clear. And please resist the urge to reach out and pet the ducks. These are wild animals visiting with us after all. I ask that we do our best to remain seated here in the lobby during the march. But finally, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, please take as many flash photos as you like. You are all guests with us here today at the Peabody, and this march is for you. On behalf of the ladies, gentlemen, and ducks here at the hotel, I thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful night. All right, Ducks, you ready?
Welcome to the historic Peabody Hotel. At the center of the grand lobby, the point where the Mississippi Delta has been said to begin, stands the classic Peabody fountain, carved from one piece of Italian travertine marble. Although famous in its own right, the fountain is better known the world over because of its residents. If I may direct your attention to the fountain now, you will witness a tradition begun in the 1930s at the South Grand Hotel. An experience uniquely yours as a guest of the Peabody. Preparing to return to their penthouse on the plantation roof for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, the march of the world-famous Peabody Ducks.
For the people. Very good. Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, the march of the Peabody Ducks. We thank you for joining us.
Let's go find money.